It's Dignitas versus nOu live in 3, 2, and 1. We are fight, and away we go. It's ZMK to ping a rifle nade over the top. Does land on tonight. Support fire comes out as Matthias goes looking for someone going up towards side as he nades out there. Rifle nade comes in from ZMK, who claims his second frag of the of the round. He's the only one to have got on the board until nOu and Zach pick themselves up a frag for nOu. So 4 unanswered frags. ZMK's grenade makes it 5 unanswered frags, albeit 1 on his own teammate. Zach picks off the frag onto Drago, and doesn't look like the Rush is going to claim that frag this time. And looks like Drago has, no, DG is the name that Butchie's going under, has pushed his way out. That's Butchie that we're following at the moment. Gets himself fragged by Zach as the allies claim the 4 bunker with ZMK, who's been all over the scoreboard really at the moment. I was talking to Ross from Yo-Yo Tech, and he thought that ZMK was one of the best players he'd seen this weekend. He was watching his game earlier. As now ZMK's Garan gets himself the frag onto Matthias, and well, push forward. nOu has got the dynamite covered on main as we scan through some of these nOu players. Phyllis is going to go through. Here comes Knight as he makes his way through. And ZMK and nOu make their way through. Of course, we did droid up with this with just a few seconds to go before the match, so I didn't put like a nice config on for the stream. And I believe it was Ross of Yo-Yo Tech who was saying how he admired the crosshair pulse that was on the config. Well, I'll tell you what, Ross, this is a free tip from me to you. It helps you know when you need to just take it easy because your spray is too much. It's a nice helping hand. Just like when you're on a bicycle and you need training wheels, it's the same kind of mechanism. So that's a little tip from me to you. And it's Ferris proofed. Here we go. Ferris, of course, back for Blight for the Crossfire Intel Challenge 7. Ferris, the man who was QuakeCon champion in ET, when he played CSS in the CGS. He's one of the great all-rounders. He'll even be in the Quake Live tournament here. He's a natural fragger as Knight picks himself up 1. nOu's grenade delivers another. 9:40 on the clock as nOu's satchel charge is dispatched by Butchie, who unleashes 2 frags. You would bet against him once he's got this reload to add to his tally. Drops down, is going to come around and try and finish off the job. This for 4. No, ZMK's double Garand frag stops him, but Butchie will be happy the fact that he got 3. Unhappy at the fact that I think nOu have taken that command post. As I'm not sure why I was talking about Ferris for this one, because Ferris has just walked by and is not in this game. But, well, that's good to be Ferris. As Drago picks himself up an MP40 frag. Jala and ZMK both get themselves fragged. Both get themselves fragged by Drago's artillery. Knight's rifle connects onto 1. Abort says hello for perhaps the first time this match. I'm not sure I've seen him in on the frags, as now we have the Dignitas side watching main just to make sure none of the allies actually make their way over towards west. It's going to be Matthias to push forward in the Axis. Pause. And we will sit pensively. To my left, I have the American Call of Duty team loaded. Do you know anything about ET? No, they do. Keith, who owns a house on the map Crash, used to play RTCW, which makes him even cooler than owning a map on the house Crash. Thus, they know all about it, and they're being taught. Apparently, the pause was due to nasal congestion. The air is clear, and we can start. Here we go. Ready to start one more time. 8:40 on the board. We've been playing for almost 4 minutes. nOu are pretty much where they want to be. The Dignitas side are really quite a bit of an all-star lineup. A mixture of 2 of the strongest teams in the event. It's, of course, an ESL match, not a Crossfire Intel Challenge match. It's the grand final of the ESL EMS. There is prize money up for this match. I have absolutely no idea what it is. 500 euros in this tournament. That's about as much as Ross spends on contract releases in Yo-Yo Tech when he stabs someone in the back. Here we go. nOu makes his way forward. ZMK's Garand gets dropped. Now the Allied side do finally have that command post at the 2nd or 3rd time of asking. That's Butchie being picked off on the floor. 8 minutes to go. They've got through the first 2 stages, or 1.5 stages if you will, in 4 minutes. That's just about all right. If you're new to ET, you'll be watching and thinking, what the devil's going on? They're going to collect one of those 2 radar parts. I'll scan forward whilst Butchie gets the better of someone. So they're going to have to collect this, the east radar parts, and this, the west radar parts, and they then have to run them, almost CTF style, into the back of the truck. And this is one of those men with those radar parts. Leto collects it. The east traditionally picked up first, as they are the easier of the 2 to collect, and he's unchallenged as he collects those parts and runs his way past the command post, and now is ready to go. Phylus is going to make his way forward as he has one going through. And nOu look like they should just about finish the collection of these radar parts. They'll hold main until Leto collects through. We can pick him up on the map here as he now makes his way in towards the truck. And there we go. nOu are up and away as Knight now for Dignitas finds nOu, and nOu self-kills to make his way through. 6:45 to go. Hope you've been enjoying the coverage from CIC7, Crossfire Intel Challenge. We've got a lot more coming your way. And of course we have the prizes for the event. Call of Duty takes home 9,000 euros, enemy territory 5,000. As well of that, both teams get some of the, both first place teams get 5 Intel motherboards. They do make some of the top gaming spec motherboards out there, so they will be welcome prizes, as well as the Quake Live tournament with 2 Intel Core i7 processors up for grabs for first and second. There's a lot more coming your way this weekend. But if it's up to me, it'll feature guns, bangs, and everything that's not sat in front of a PC installing Windows 7. But we'll see. 6 minutes left to go. nOu will be looking at this and thinking, what was an okay start is becoming a difficult ending, because they 5:55 to collect those parts. But remember, they're setting a time. It needs to be competitive. It needs to be sooner rather than later. As Abort makes his way through, Butchie's grenade drops Leto. Now Knight picks up the MP40 and Jala is down. Jala, aka Zach, for those of you who remember him by his previous name. Abort and Butchie pick themselves up a frag each. Zach, who I'd hazard a guess has played at every Crossfire event, or has been to every Crossfire event. I don't think he played at the first one, simply made his presence felt, much like Jesus. So now it will be Knight making his way through. As nOu push their way forward, it will be ZMK to charge foot through. Matthias holding the gully as we have Abort on the prowl. Abort is ready to go through. Phylus is there. As Butchie now is going to make his way forward, gets himself the frag onto nOu. And ZMK, oh, goodbye! Butchie, who has been on tip-top form this weekend, although dropped by an advancing Leto, has just shown with those 3 tings that 3 bullets to the head, and you're not getting up from that. So now it is Drago shooting over towards the fake radar. These west radar parts just don't look like they're losing. I was talking to Baggies earlier, and he was saying that he felt that nOu are a silent underdog for this tournament, perhaps could go all the way, as now there will be nOu to make his way through. nOu is going to be dropped down as Abort gets his way through. Zach looks over towards the west radar parts, picks himself up a frag. The west radar parts have been picked up. I think they've been dropped pretty much straight away. They have, and the west radar parts lie right there, waiting for an allied man to charge in towards those radar parts. Doesn't look like it's going to happen for them though, and the objectives lie secured now as the allies must regroup and make their attack once more. For nOu, this was always going to be a case of could their team play outweigh the all-star nature of their opponents, and on radar the answer will be no, as nOu have been held at arm's length from those west radar parts again and again and again. And the gulf in class is evident as they are just going nowhere fast towards these radar parts. And here we go. Matthias will make his way forward. Nade over towards that main radar. It's going to be Abort looking for love. over towards the east radar with his trusty MP40, and he doesn't find anyone loving enough to die for him. As ZMK picks himself up one. Matthias and nOu sit waiting. ZMK is there. For those of you looking forward to tomorrow's coverage, I can excite you with the prospect that we'll be running 2 streams all day long. COD and ET, hand in hand, and Quake Live. Phylus picks himself up one. Butchie gets himself another frag as now it's all on nOu firing over towards west. Doesn't look like nOu are going to get west at the moment with 2 minutes and 20 left to play. Here we go. It's going to be Butchie dropped. Phylus has a chance now. Can he get over to those parts? No. He'll go for the old self-kill and just wait. We follow him as he respawns. His teammates are in a, well, more advanced position than dead, which has been where the best part of where they've been for the past few minutes. But Phylus is going to follow suit any second now. Phylus, the one medic who doesn't actually appear to self-heal as Butchie goes through. The new side on the Allied have 1 minute and 40 left to attempt to breach the Dignitas defense, and they, at the moment, are struggling. As Butchie is allowing no one through for the aid of Baggies, who was of the hard of sight. Those playing with the MP40s, the black weapons, are on the Axis team and thus defending on a map like Radar. And those with the Thompsons, the grey weapons, are attacking. Baggies, you've only been playing this game and its predecessor for 7 or 8 years, you should know that. nOu picks himself up a frag as he will make his way now, looking for someone on the top of that hill. Drops himself a headshot onto Knight. But when you frag Knight, Butchie comes looking for vengeance as he drops down to frag the Hungarian. And, well, this Hungarian doesn't quite live up to the legend that is Kaiser Soze. And nOu now will make his way around the back. Matthias' Luger gets himself the frag onto nOu. And this is one last throw of the dice for nOu, but they've not come close to those west radar parts of this map, and I don't think they're going to. Come on, move it is the call. Well, let's see. We've got a Finn and a Dutchman making their way around the back of the Axis spawn. They are sandwiched out, and Butchie helps himself with Drago to some frags, and that is going to be that. With nOu dropped down. With just 3 seconds left to go, that'll be the round. Oh, that'll be the full hold. Talking to Diablo from Reason earlier, he felt that nOu could do something. Well, how wrong was he? 12 minutes full held here on Radar, and well, the favourites for this one and the favourites for probably any game they would play, the side of the All-Stars have picked themselves up. nOu 4 for 18. Not what the doctor ordered for the Finn, who this time last year was in the grand final. The Crossfire Challenge 6, but on that Dignitas side, they have they have Butchie and Matthias leading the way. Everyone else on about 3,000 damage. But nOu Hungarian offering up a lot more damage than anybody else and a lot more frags. But nOu. Learn to finish your breakfast. Dynamite quite down here on main, but they will do as Drago puts the dynamite in. 30 seconds time. That'll go big bada boom. And nOu. Well, if you had that little ETTV edition where it says they completed this objective in 4 minutes, as was the new side when they were breaching onto side and main. Well, that wasn't the case for Dignitas, who flew through the early objectives in just 60 seconds. Knight now ready to move across. Here we go. It's going to be Knight to push through. Rifle pinged in along the back. ZMK gets himself one. Butchie is down. Rifle end continues to be dropped down as Knight tries to take control of it, and that nade is going to help him. Gets him one and frags nOu. Can he follow it up with 2 more? It's ZMK trying to hold on with his K43 for dear life. The command post is down. Knight is down, though. He has medics coming in. Will they be able to get to him in time? No. They're just going to have to hold down this command post, but Butchie doesn't do hold down. Butchie does bull in a china shop, and here he goes. Makes his way forward to the underneath the east radar pots. Now he's looking to boost someone up towards them. Jack gets himself the frag. Matthias is there. This bull in a china shop doesn't disappoint with the frag onto ZMK. Can he collect the objectives? Looks like he's going to. Makes his way away. Has some reinforcements over at the command post that you can see. And Butchie is away. Up towards side with only problems created by himself. Now we focus our attentions on Easton. Rightly so, because Knight, Mr. Enemy Territory, is over there, but now dead. So the team must regroup. nOu have got 9 minutes to hold on to West, or they've lost map 1. Best of 3, remember? But map 2, Supply Depot, a map you never, ever, ever want to face against any team that has anyone who's ever played for Idle. Because you will lose, and it will hurt, and you will cry. Phylus picks himself up 1. Jack gets in on the action with a frag onto a port. nOu lies in wait for anyone making his way through the main gates. There is nobody. Where are the dignitas boys? Making their way now around the back of East, it would appear. Frag picked up by Phylus there as Matthias goes down. Self-kill comes in from Butchie. And here we go. It's all pushed from the dignitas boys. Abort gets himself his frag onto ZMK. And as I say, every time I see Abort, I don't feel like he's doing much at the moment. But that could just be harsh words. And he's up on the back of Axis Spawn. ZMK's there. He drops his grenade for comfort as Butchie is now going to make his way through. Knight the disciplinarian makes sure that no one in his team ever misses a self-kill. Phylus and Drago pick themselves up a frag. Butchie's got one idea and one idea only. It's to fly. And he makes his way over towards West, and he collects West, and he's away from West, and he's under the bridge. He doesn't have any backup. If he frags this man, he doesn't need any backup because he's Butchie and because he's won the map for Dignitas. He picks it up, and that is going to be map number 1 to them. nOu, he had 4 frags in the entire first half. Congratulations, he doubled it in the second half, making a total of 8 frags. You, sir, get the wooden spoon award. As it didn't look good for nOu. It did look very good for Matthias. Top damage given. nOu played well, Dyla, I know that, and ZMK played well. Dyla just looking for backup. Dyla thought that nOu would win this one. Well, it doesn't look like it, Dyla. Looks like it's going to be difficult. And here we go. Three players left to ready on up. And you can read on crossfire.nu Dyla's intimate thoughts about this game. His thoughts on Ashley and Cheryl Cole's breakup. And whether Dyla will be back after the event. That intimate coverage available only on crossfire.nu, the home of tabloid esports. Here we go. One player left to ready on up. This event all brought to you in association with Intel, who have made this possible. We're using Intel PCs. We'd also like to give a big thank you to DreamHack, the massive Swedish LAN fest up in Gothenburg, for whom have provided 40 top-notch gaming PCs for the event. And this match is, this event is brought to you in association with Blockbuster as well, who will be running a big Battlefield Bad Company 2 tournament in the coming weeks, which you can read all about on Crossfire as well. So, Supply Depot. Let me give you a brief run-through of Supply Depot. There was a team called Parodia. Their only team that could beat them was Idle. And the pair of them made this map unplayable against them, because you've just seen Knight run up and collect the flag in 20 seconds that should take at least 2 minutes. And if you're playing against Knight, will take you the best part of 20 minutes. Yet he did it in 20 seconds. Supply is the one map that against anyone around from Idle or anyone around from Parodia, you just don't do it. You just don't play it because you'll lose. You'll bleed harder than you've ever bled before. You'll be begging for torture. As proven by the fact that that first stage was over before I could actually complete my map summary of saying that Idle are good at this game, at this map. If you needed any more proof, well, it's about to come in this next stage. If nOu dropped the first stage in 1 minute, I'm going to say this game's going to be over in 7 total. 7 minutes is the time that they're going to set, or better. As here we go with Knight making his way through. The next objective for them is to collect the command post. You can see the 5 of them up on this hill trying to make their way over towards the the command post, which is currently in Axis hands at the moment. It's in this little hut. It's a lovely hut. As Matthias goes in, throws down the satchel charge, and bada boom. Oh, takes down Drago. They are human after all. And here comes ZMK. They'll reclaim it. And Matthias's error cost them that objective. Well, the other Finn on the server is having a bad day. Matthias may well as well. Here comes Knight, trips the landmine, trying to put that dynamite down, but is spotted by nOu, the only man offering any real resistance to this armada of all-star assault from the mixture of Jungle Brothers and Blight, which has made dignitas somehow. Don't know how that happened, but that's what I was told. They also have another name. That's one that is a little blue, shall we say, as the command post is up, and dignitas will make their way forward with Drago. Nades over. We do have a dynamite yellow and a dynamite red on east and the depot gate. This is rallying for the worst supply depot defense you will ever see in a major final. QuakeCon 05 may well have been the worst one, but this ain't good. No sooner had the onslaught began, was it over. Ross was saying earlier before this second map kicked off that the first stage is the best stage on Supply Depot. It can really set the tone. Well, if the tone for Supply Depot is you're gonna die, you're gonna lose, it's gonna be quick, then that's exactly what dignitas have said and set in this one. nOu is complaining of sound problems, but considering he's the highest fragger, that doesn't say much. nOu now must set up some form of a resistance to stop a truck charging through that very gate right here. Ah, it's already gone through the gate, and it's now ready to make its way into its final resting place, which it will do. The crane controls are being built. You can hear them. The crane controls have been built, and the gold is ready to go into the truck. In a moment, the magic of crane technology will move the gold into the back of that truck, and it will be a time that, well, I said it'll be faster than 7 minutes. That's going to be right. But it looks like I could have said 6 minutes and I probably would have been right. This is, without doubt, the worst Supply Depot defense you will see this weekend. The worst Supply Depot defense in any major final ever. nOu have been slaughtered as Knight strikes with his double panzer onto spawn. ZMK, one of the few players who's been offering some form of resistance, and nOu, the other player who's been doing good, is down. The last man, oh, Letu's up, but he won't be for long. That's the story of his game. And well, what a fall from grace for the Finn. And as I mentioned, this time last year was in the grand final. In fact, this time last year was one map up in the grand final, a map away from victory. And now is the worst player on the server by a country mile. This has been a schooling. If you guys needed any suggestions on how Supply Depot should be played, it's like this. Alternatively, if you need to know what not to do, well, a 5 minute and 16-second time is what not to do. The stats, well, they only got 37 frags, the dignitas side, And nOu, do we really want to see the nOu stats? Again, ZMK. Again, nOnix, but Zach, 700 damage. Ay, caramba. Letu did make amends, but he was still poor. They were all poor. The pain is only going to be lengthened for another 5:17. Potty's walked by and he's disgusted by nOu's performance. Everyone was hoping for a big final, a good game. It just hasn't happened. Live in 3, 2, 1. We are fight. And here we go. nOu have spawned with a covert ops. It means they're going to rush straight down the middle and see whether they can pull away through that main door. I have a feeling Phylus is going to end up dead and in anger. Well, he's dead, maybe not in anger, but they did have an engineer all the way down, and they are going to make a charge for the flag, and heavens to Betsy, they have actually taken the first stage in next to no time, arguably as fast, if not faster, than the Dignitas side, and, well, they are human, and I take it all back. Letu, 8 frags in that first map was great. You clearly knew what they were doing. They were just holding it back as a false sense of security, so that when it really mattered, they would deliver. Ross is on the edge of his seat. He believes that nOu are going to pull this one off. Bulldog came all this way for this one match. He's made his way from where have you been lately? Afghanistan-ish. For this one match. And he believes that nOu can do it. Though a double self-kill isn't going to help, as Butchie and Drago lay down the fire from this command post. The question is for nOu, do you focus on the command post, or do you hedge your bets and say we're going to charge all down the tunnel and put the dynamite down? Well, that's the idea Letu had, knowing Letu it's going to end in death at the moment, and it did. Butchie looking across. nOu don't realize that they actually don't have this much time. They need to be collecting this next objective, which would be the depot gate dynamite any second now. Now would do. As Phylus is going to go for it. Looks across. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. As they're ready to push through. nOu are there and away. Drago downed. Butchie is in on the action. Letu will fly through. nOu have got the truck moving. They need this dynamite down. Well, they need it down 10 seconds ago, really. They're going to give it a go. They've taken down the command post, but their players offensively have all died, so Dino down on the East Depot wall. There's a slither of hope for them, and we're holding on to it. We, the neutrals, want nOu to do this. And here goes ZMK. Throws the dynamite. And what a dynamite. That's one of the finest dynamite throws you'll ever see. But shut down by Knight and Drago. And that will be the game. That will be the schooling that was Radar. Full hold on Radar. You don't even see that very often. Then a 5-minute time on Supply Depot. That's not a schooling. That's a spanking. And nOu have got a long, long way to go. As they make their way down. nOu, of course, who won one of the Intel One Night Cups in December. I think we had 4 One Night Cup winners. Are ready to push through. 90 seconds left on this. You're live at the Crossfire Intel Challenge. And we've had a real session in this ESL EMS Grand Final. And for those of you around, I believe there's going to be a poker tournament tonight, which the Bald Eagle Ron Honor is going to be running. For those of you around here, you need to find the baldest man at the event. and he'll set that up for you. Coming up for you more tonight. I know we've got more COD. We've got the American team loaded coming up. I will check on whether I'm needed on any PCs before I decide whether we're doing an ET. I know some of you have been talking about the stream. We've been running on Ustream today online. Tomorrow we'll be offering other streaming services as well, as was always our plan. And you'll be able to tune into those. I'll be running 2 streams, 1 COD and 1 ET, with a mixture of Quick Live thrown in the middle. We are ready to go with new, thoroughly spanked here on Supply Depot. And that's not nice. Knight just chilling in spawn whilst his teammates go out and fight the good fight. But they're just dying. We've been live on Quad V with Tosspot. This has been ET. Been the ESL EMS Final. I'd love to say it was good. I'd love to say this was a contest. But the reality was the all-star nature of Dignitas have slaughtered nOu.